Beautiful September afternoon in Calgary, and the Stampeders are riding a 10-game undefeated streak as they play host to Ottawa.
Bo Levi Mitchell, 37-7-1, is making the 300-yard passing game routine. 9 of his last 10 games over 300 yards passing. 4 years older than Bo is Trevor Harris on the other sideline for the Ottawa REDBLACKS, who's currently on pace to set a CFL record in completion percentage. Almost 80% of his passes completed.
His only interception thrown against Calgary in the Week 3 meeting, a 26-26 tie, the first tie in the CFL since 2009. Ottawa won the toss, elects to receive. Tristan Jackson is back. In his last 3 games, he's had a chance to break a kickoff for a touchdown, and the kicker has tackled him each time. And Perez kicks it up, and we're underway at McMahon Stadium. Jackson from the 15. And Jackson this time gets out across the 33-yard line. And he's tackled there by Calgary's new starting middle linebacker, Alex Singleton, as the Ottawa offense goes to work.
Trevor Harris with 11 touchdowns, just 1 interception. Harris has not thrown an interception in his last 135 attempts. Says he feels healthy for the first time really all season. Had some back issues, back spasms in their last game. Feels good after the bye.
On first down, they give the Trayvon Van. And Van gets a gain of maybe 6 yards as Junior Turner brings him down. Ottawa coming off 16 days off. Last played on September the 1st.
Yeah, and lots of time to prepare for this game. Trayvon Van in the backfield with Trevor Harris. The extra receiver, Brad Sinopoli. There's a group led by Chris Williams with 8 touchdowns already for Williams, and an offensive line intact from their last game against Montreal. Calgary Stampeders can't say the same about their O-line, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Von Van may have an equipment issue as he makes his way off. Now second, and make it 4 for Ottawa. Second down carry. Stuffed. Yeah, goes to Brendan Galanders, and Galanders stopped well short of an Ottawa first down. And there's the middle linebacker, Alex Singleton, whose excellent play cost Taylor Reed his job, and Reed's now landed in Ottawa and is playing today against Calgary.
Yeah, dual citizen Alex Singleton steps up in the run stopping mode right from that linebacker spot, just on the strong side. The reason that Taylor Reed was let go in Calgary is now an Ottawa REDBLACK.
Sergio Castillo will punt for Ottawa, a late addition to their lineup. And Zach Medeiros came up hurt this week in practice, and the kick goes over the head of Calgary's Roy Finch into the end zone. And through the end, a 70-yard single for Ottawa to open the scoring. There is the 26-year-old Bo Levi Mitchell, the only Calgary quarterback to throw a pass this year. He's the only quarterback in the league who has thrown all of his team's passes.
Completed just shy of 68% of those passes for Bo Levi Mitchell. Incredible win-loss record. 46 start for Mitchell. He's won 37 of those games. The best in league history. The best start for a quarterback in the over 100-year history of the CFL.
Calgary is 5-0 at home this year. Over the last 5 years, 33-4 at McMahon Stadium.
They just win, baby.
First down from the 35-yard line. Mitchell's up with the throw, looking over the top, and the pass falls incomplete. Looking for Tavares Daniels, who had that terrific game last week against Edmonton.
Well, that's starting offense for Calgary. Gord, there's Jerome Messam, the leading rusher in the CFL heading into the week in their backfield. Receiving core that Tavares Daniels all of a sudden emerges. Last 3 games been huge for them, 2 over 100. And there's an offensive line changed up. Derek Dennis in at guard from tackle. Randy Richards in his first start. Dan Faderkyle off the injured list early at right tackle.
Ottawa shows blitz. Here it comes. Mitchell drops it off, and the pass is complete. Off and running is Lamar Durant for first down and more up to the 50-yard line. And the gain is 14.
Just a little subtle pushback from Mitchell there in the pocket just to buy himself a split second longer so that he could hit Lamar Durant coming from right to left of your screen and just avoiding that pressure from Ottawa.
And Glenn, you talked about the offensive line issues for Calgary. Fader Kyle comes off the 6-game injured list early. Almost didn't have enough offensive linemen to practice this week after a punishing back-to-back against Edmonton. Now the toss to Jerome Messam. Messam slides out to the left, gets brought down there by Marlon Smith, a gain of 3.
Yeah, you know that Ottawa defense led on their D-line by Zach Evans in the middle. He leads the way in the sack department with 6 for Ottawa. But you know that they're going to be trying to stunt and blitz this offensive line, makeshift offensive line for the Calgary Stampeders. They moved Terrell Gavins down to the linebacking core and put Nick Taylor, who was a linebacker, back in the secondary at halfback.
Four-man rush. Mitchell with lots of time now looking up the field, has a man wide open. He was trying to find McDaniel. Brandon Banks makes the catch in behind Antoine Pruneau. And Brandon Banks goes down to the 9-yard line for a gain of 50 yards.
Antoine Pruneau has been demoted from the linebacker spot and was against the Montreal Alouettes after that game and has moved to safety, and he gets that extra DB spot in this down here and ends up in coverage down the field on Bakari Grant. Just a subtle push from number 81, but got away with it.
First and goal now from the 9. Mitchell throws right down to the goal line. Grant took a vicious shot from Abdul Kanay as he got right down to the 1-yard line, but Grant, who's got touchdown catches in back-to-back games, pays the price for that 5-yard gain.
Yeah, really been targeted a lot more from Mitchell over the last 3 games. 6 catches per game in those, right down on the doorstep. He took a big hit from Kanay. You could tell that one hurt him.
Second and goal from the 1. Tackle and scoring easily is Andrew Buckley, who's got his 5th touchdown of the year. And the Calgary Stampeders have now scored an offensive touchdown in 35 consecutive games, the longest streak in the Canadian Football League.
Buckley getting real good at this short yardage stuff. He's going to see over here that Kanay is inside and they've got outside leverage on him. That's why he takes the ball wide and goes around the corner.
A 6-play, 75-yard drive highlighted by the 50-yard catch by Bakari Grant to get them down inside the 10-yard line. And Calgary will go for 2.
Five of 9 this year. The Stampeders in the 2-point convert department.
And Bo Levi Mitchell in the shotgun. Mitchell, little back shoulder throw, and Daniels can't make the grab, so a 6-0 or 6-1 Calgary lead here in the first quarter. Andrew Buckley takes it home, and the Calgary Stampeders, unbeaten in 10, have the early lead of Ottawa. Tristan Jackson back to receive the kickoff from Rene Paredes. And the Calgary Stampeders off to an early lead after that overtime thriller last week against Edmonton. Calgary's 3rd overtime game of the season already. And the other oddity, after the tie with Ottawa earlier this year, the last 3 CFL ties have all involved the Stampeders. And here's Jackson from the 5. Gets up to the 32-yard line. And the tackle made by Ben D'Aguilar. So Trevor Harris and Ottawa will go back to work, down by 5, and you're going here on the CFL on TSN. The Calgary Dinosaur, Andrew Buckley, caps off a 6-play, 75-yard touchdown drive for the Stampeders, highlighted by a 50-yard catch by Bakari Grant.
Look at the veteran Bakari Grant here, Gord. They're going to hand fight a little bit, he and Antoine Pruneau, and I know that Ottawa fans watching this probably thinking, is that a penalty? That subtle push-off with the right arm of Bakari Grant? I say no. A little bit of hand fighting there, back and forth. Let the guys play. That's a venture move.
First down, Ottawa from the 32. And the pass for Brad Sinopoli, former Stampeder, up to the 37-yard line for a gain of 5.
Calgary defense led up front, of course, by Charleston Hughes off the edge. And high praise for his teammate Micah Johnson in the middle before the game. I talked to him. There's Alex Singleton in the middle at the linebacking core, and Shaq Richardson gets his first start on the corner. We'll see that matchup with he and Chris Williams.
And Williams makes the catch up to the 43-yard line. It'll be close to an Ottawa first down. Williams creeping up on 1,000 yards receiving. Gain of 5 there. That'll leave him 4 yards short of 4 figures.
Well, Zach Richardson is going to play on the wide side, and they're going to have to move if they want to get that matchup. Chris Williams over there, but don't be surprised at all to see it. They're going to test the second-year man in his first start at that wide side corner.
Williams a yard short. Harris stays in on 3rd and inches. Dives ahead and has the first down easily. Moving the ball hasn't been the issue for Ottawa this season, Glenn. They have the most passing yards in the league. The issue has been penalties. Ottawa, the most penalized team in the Canadian Football League, averaging 12 per game that have negated good kick returns, snuffed out drives, kept opposition drives going.
Yeah, it's been the opposite for Calgary, so that's an area where Rick Campbell really has to clean it up if he wants to get a road win here at McMahon Stadium.
Ottawa 4-1 on the road so far this season. And here is Trayvon Van with a first down carry, close to another as he gets up to the 53-yard line.
Yeah, and for Rick Campbell, it's those avoidable penalties that he wants to try and eliminate. The ones after the whistle, offsides that put you in a 1st and 15 scenario. Tough enough with 2 downs to move the chains. Don't put yourself in that negative situation and 1st or 2nd and long.
Just shy of a first down at the 52.5. Van again, and he crosses midfield down to the 53-yard line. Singleton makes the tackle. The ball comes loose, but they'll rule he was down by contact.
I think down by contact, and also looked like his momentum had stopped, and basically the play was over. Alex Singleton already making an impact in game 2 as a starter, sliding to his right, the scrape here.
The Canadian from Thousand Oaks, California. He played at Montana State. Mom's Canadian, got dual citizenship. Now the toss to Ernest Jackson. And Jackson takes a hard shot from Junior Turner, gets 3 down to the 50-yard line.
That was student body right. Just send the entire O-line all pull over there and try and lead block it. Junior Turner cut it off.
It's actually considered a pass.
Yep.
Now 2nd down from the Calgary 50-yard line. Throws, and the pass is caught by Jaron Kreiner. And Kreiner making his first appearance since the opening game of the season, which he was injured, has the catch and a first down to the 41-yard line. The gain is 9.
Yeah, out of Arizona, good tall target at 6'3". Usually play that wide side. However, if they want to get the matchup we're talking about with Chris Williams on Shaq Richardson, they might have to switch that up.
Up and throwing on first down. Harris throws, almost intercepted. And that was Shaq Richardson, who had eyes like a butcher's dog there.
Yes, he did. Well, and he was able to because, Gord, he had over-the-top help from Brandon Smith. So his responsibility was that part of the field. He jumped that one, and that ball's thrown low. He's gone.
He was halfway gone before he got there. 9th play of the drive. 2nd down from the Calgary 41. Harris throws, almost intercepted again by Josh Bell. The intended target was Brad Sinopoli. Brings up 3rd down. And likely a field goal try from Chris Milo.
Brad Sinopoli is trying to bend his way into the middle. He's just to the left of your screen. He'll come into the picture in a second, and he was pretty good, well covered underneath, first of all, by Deron Mayo.
Milo with a 48-yard attempt. His the year, 55 yards. Harris with the hold. And the kick is good. And Ottawa now down by 2. Bo Levi Mitchell and the Calgary Stampeders stormed through the first half of the season and now set their sights on the second half and a championship. Saturday afternoon in Calgary, the leaves starting to change. Feels like football.
Perfect day for a football game. Very little wind. 2 great quarterbacks.
And the give goes to Lamar Durant. And Lamar Durant gets up to the 43-yard line for a gain of 8. Tackle made there by John Boyette.
Well, spread the ball around. Calgary's not afraid to use all the targets, not just Mark-Wade McDaniel, not just Bakari Grant. Seen a couple of touches for Lamar Durant out of the gate here.
Calgary's had 18 different players catch passes this season. 13 different have caught a touchdown pass. And on short yardage, Messam fights his way across the 45-yard line and should have a Calgary first down. Jerome Messam on track for a career best, 1,100 rushing yards.
Nice 5.3-yard average.
On the day that the Stampeders will honor John Cornish.
300-yard games for the 264-pound tailback.
Ow.
Yeah.
And a first down, Calgary from the Stampeder 47. Mitchell throws wide, and the pass is caught. And that's Tavares Daniels, who spent the first 7 games of the season on the practice roster for Calgary.
Yeah, and has really emerged and a deep threat for Bo Levi Mitchell. Another deep threat for Mitchell. Let's see if they get a matchup. Interesting to see if Terrell Gavin's in that linebacking spot at 5'8", 178. If they try and attack him, I mean, it's basically a DB now anyway.
Yeah.
That extra linebacker, but
big hit around to Parker and throw up for Messam. He's got room to run. Messam inside the 30, still going, and Bruno brings him down to the 25-yard line. And the gain is 32 yards.
Gordon, the most underrated part of Jerome Messam's game is his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield. Coming into this week, everyone would think, first of all, that Andrew Harris, who is neck and neck with Messam in the rushing yards, would be the running back with so many more catches than Jerome Messam. But Messam was just 5 behind him coming into this game, and that's the underrated part of his game, is to catch the ball out of the backfield.
Takes a breather, and Roy Finch comes in to play tailback. On first down for the 25. Mitchell swings it out. Here is Finch. A kick return specialist, getting some more time in the offense. Gets down to the 20-yard line for a gain of 5.
Both Roy Finch and Jerome Messam, after the back-to-backs against Edmonton, and short week, 5 days in between those games, didn't practice a lot this week. They didn't get a lot of reps, trying to rest them, save their legs. With an Ottawa Red Black team coming off, as you mentioned off the top, a 10-day break and then a full 6-day practice week.
So a very unusual situation to have a bye that long.
That's why scoring early and getting a big lead early is important for Calgary here at home.
Marcus, a gain of 6, 2nd and 4 now for the Stampeders.
Time count violation, Calgary number 19. 5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
First flag of the game with 2:19 to go in the opening quarter.
But will not flinch. No big deal. You can see the expression on Bo Levi Mitchell's face is basically, yeah, no problem. We'll just go back 5 here and give me 2nd and 10 in the new play. And Dave Dickinson sends it in through his microphone there. Bo Levi Mitchell hears it, and away they go.
First-year head coach Dave Dickinson, also still the offensive coordinator for Calgary. On 2nd and 9, take the draw play to Messam, throw down towards the 10-yard line. The catch made by McDaniel. Dyers, touchdown. Mark-Wade McDaniel. A 24-yard pass Messam run, touchdown. And Calgary will go for 2 again.
Munoz and Boyette both watching here and looking at Jerome Messam on the play fake. They hold too close to the line of scrimmage, don't get deep, don't drop into the passing lane, and Marquay McDaniel, who was open on the Bakari Grant throw and catch, stretches to the end zone there.
Another 6-play, 75-yard drive for the Stampeders. And another 2-point convert attempt coming.
They're just reviewing that.
Make sure he got in before his knee touched.
Yep.
All scoring plays and turnovers are automatically reviewed by the CFL Command Center. Calgary hasn't embraced the 2-point convert like some other teams have. The BC Lions are the leading practitioners of the 2-point attempt.
Well, they moved it closer.
Try it again. To the corner and incomplete again for Daniels, though they're 0 for 2 on the Bo Levi Mitchell to Devaris Daniels 2-point convert try, but another touchdown for the Calgary Stampeders and a 12-4 lead on Ottawa on the CFL on TSN from the Stampede Center.
Shout out to everybody back home in Virginia. Shout out to all the family watching, man.
Marquay McDaniel hadn't scored a touchdown in his previous 7 games, but now has his 4th of the year.
You always want consistency. And this Calgary offense has now had 2 drives, both 6 plays, both 75 yards, both ending in touchdowns. That's consistency from the offense. A little bit of balance with the run game and that little throw out of the backfield to Messam, and Marquay McDaniel stretches for the major.
Last time Ottawa played here last year was a 48-3 loss to Calgary. In fact, Rick Campbell, the head coach of Ottawa, has deep ties to Alberta, both Edmonton and Calgary. They lost both games in Alberta last year by a combined score of 94-20. And went on to play in the Grey Cup game.
Tough to win here in Calgary. A lot of teams will tell you that.
That was justice for McDaniel. You mentioned he was wide open on the 50-yard gain to Bakari Grant earlier. He was doing jumping jacks at the 20.
Waving frantically for the ball on that one.
Did everything would take out an ad in the newspaper. Here's Tristan Jackson now for the 15-yard line. Jackson brought down by Glenn Love as he gets up close to the 35-yard line.
Now, both times Trevor Harris has come on the field, he's been chasing. He's trying to keep pace here with this Bo Levi Mitchell-led offense. Trevor Harris, 4 years older than Mitchell, but 25th start for Harris. 14-9-1 as a starter.
From the 33, Harris pump fake, looking upfield. Trying to find Kreiner, who makes the catch down to the 39-yard line. Jerron Kreiner with a terrific grab and a gain of 39 yards.
Well, there they go. They're going to test him. They've thrown a few to that wide side now, and Shaq Richardson. And as aggressive as Richardson played in the first series, trying to undercut a couple of throws, not surprised at all to see Trevor Harris go up over the top.
Ottawa leads the league in average gain per pass. Now Harris goes the other way. And finds Greg Ellingson, but he's stacked up right away by Josh Bell. The safety comes up, and there's no gain.
4 300-yard passing games for Trevor Harris this season. His first 4 games came out of the gate on fire, real hot. I mean, look at the difference here. Interception to touchdown ratio. But again, I mentioned back spasms last couple of weeks. Feels better now.
On second down, looks over the top, has a man. It's Kreiner. The pass out of his reach. He was in behind Shaq Richardson, and the pass just about a yard too far.
Double move by Jerron Kreiner, and just missed him, and Trevor Harris knows it because he has him wide open. There's Shaq Richardson playing off. Lots of room for the receiver, but watch the double move here. Little stutter and go, and is in behind by 5 yards and just missed.
Now Milo from 46 yards out. Draw Ottawa back within 5. Pruno puts it through, so Ottawa hanging in there. A couple of field goals, and the opening quarter comes to an end with the Calgary Stampeders dominant at home, holding a 12-7 lead on Ottawa. The CFL on TSN. Back to Calgary in just a moment. Back here in Calgary, the numbers through the opening 15 minutes favor the Calgary Stampeders. 6 for 6 on second down conversions was Calgary in the first quarter of the game, and 2 6-play 75-yard touchdown drives for the Stampeders.
Yeah, Ottawa has come back with an answer after every one of those series, but they're answering touchdowns with field goals.
Calgary came in with a reconstituted offensive line, 3 changes, and so far so good.
Yeah, 3 changes because of 1 injury. Shane Bergman goes down, and they've had to make those changes, but no problem for Bo Levi Mitchell early in this game. You know, he negotiates the pocket better than any quarterback in the CFL, but also getting the ball out of his hands quickly, Gordon. That's one of the reasons that you can work with a young offensive line that has had to be put together due to injury.
Calgary has allowed 12 sacks so far this season.
That's incredible.
The next fewest coming into this week was 22. Montreal's allowed 35.
Yeah, it's 1 per game, almost unheard of.
Maybe back with you, Glenn.
Yeah,
the last time I worked with you, you had a mustache. So it has been a while.
It's been a while, if that's the case.
Roy Finch from the 15-yard line, and Finch with a punt back for a touchdown on Labor Day. Stumbles out to the 33-yard line. And Pruno came up to make the special team stop.
I think I did my first game with you, though.
You did, and you referred to our production truck as the van. and I had to remind you that van cost $10 million.
Well, the vans
have changed over the years.
Vans have changed, and they're doing well down there now. Let's see. Bo Levi Mitchell can put a 3rd straight 6-play, 75-yard drive together that is capped off with a touchdown.
This franchise, the model of consistency.
Well, now he needs 78 yards, so we'll see.
Mitchell, a quick throw, caught by Durant. And Lamar Durant gets free at first down at the 45-yard line. Gain of 13, and we talk about the model of consistency. Of course, Rick Campbell, the Ottawa head coach, was here as a running backs coach, defensive coordinator as well. And he was just talking yesterday about, it sounds simple, but the Calgary philosophy they're trying to emulate is every day your focus is on trying to do things that help the team win. Don't get distracted. Don't get lost in drama. Just focus on helping the team win. Everyone.
You know, that sounds simple, and it sounds like you know that's an automatic, but it's not. You have to maintain that focus, and you have to do it with 45 different guys.
Run! There's Messam on the first down carry, and Jerome Messam out across the 50 for a gain of 6.
And you have to have good leaders who lead by example, and for Calgary, that starts with Bo Levi Mitchell and his preparation.
But you mentioned he's 26. Most quarterbacks in Canadian Football League history have had their best years in their late 20s and early 30s. Is it possible he's just entering his prime?
Yeah, well, I think he's right in it. He's right in that prime that could last. Again, these 2 quarterbacks we could be watching go head-to-head as 2 even rising stars, as accomplished as Bo is, in the CFL for the next 4 or 5 years.
Gain was 6 at 2nd and 4. Mitchell looks for McDaniel. He's open again, and McDaniel the catch. And Terrell Gavins pushed him out of bounds at the 20-yard line. The gain is 39. Another big gain for Calgary.
I was wondering about Terrell Gavins and the matchups that he may get on that inside receiver. For Gavins, it's a bit of a challenge. He was a halfback and playing from the outside looking into the offense. Now he's a linebacker lined up on the inside of the defensive formation and has to cover both ways on that inside 3rd receiver in Marquay McDaniel. That's a challenge completely different in how you approach it.
Calgary back in the red zone, 2 for 2 so far this afternoon. From just inside the 20, Mitchell finds Parker, Anthony Parker. A flag comes down late on the tackle as Parker got inside the 10. And a gain of 13 yards.
It's going to be unnecessary roughness penalty. Blitz coming from Ottawa. Why do they just have 12 sacks on the season at this point? None in the first quarter because of that recognition
Major
from
foul.
Bo Levi Mitchell.
Unnecessary roughness. Ottawa number 22. Half the distance to goal, automatic first down.
Jeff Richards called for unnecessary roughness.
There's the major foul, but that recognition by Bo Levi Mitchell, saw the blitz, threw to beat the blitz. His arm beat the blitz, not protection that time.
First and goal from the 3. And the give to Messam, touchdown! Jerome Messam with his league-leading 9th touchdown of the year. Calgary is rolling. Bo Levi Mitchell's over 200 yards passing already. And Calgary has scored 3 first-half touchdowns.
They just cannot, the Ottawa REDBLACKS, get a stop here. Bo Levi Mitchell sells this after he hands it off as if he wanted to throw it to his left, and that can freeze a linebacker for a split second. Watch Mitchell wait. He just looked out there like, I might throw it. Who has the ball?
And Calgary will go for 2 for the 3rd time.
And now they're chasing a little bit.
Chasing the deuce.
Yeah.
That's a 5-play, 78-yard drive, so a completely different story.
Yeah,
that's a totally different scenario there. But the 3 drives have one thing in common. Each has featured a big play of 30-plus yards.
And got all with majors.
Going back to Daniels again. No, short this time to Marquay McDaniel. So the 2-point convert is good. The Calgary Stampeders extend their lead on Ottawa, dominating here at McMahon Stadium.
What's up, everybody back home? Roland, you said you wanted a shout out. I got you, baby. That's for you, boss. Big Ram.
9th touchdown of the year for Jerome Messam.
It's a small thing, but let me show you again Bo Levi Mitchell when he gives the ball to Messam right here. Go ahead and roll it, guys. Watch how he gives the ball to Messam and then freeze it right there. Now look, he's still looking like he's going to throw. He's still got his hands in the throwing position like he has the ball in his hands, and that can freeze a defender for the split second that Jerome Messam needed. He makes Damaso Munoz miss. Touchdown, Calgary.
Here's Tristan Jackson inside his 5-yard line. Jackson trying to find a seam, gets up to the 23-yard line. He was tripped up there by Adam Tebow. And so Ottawa will start at its own 23-yard line, hanging in there with 12 minutes to go here in the first half.
Yeah, but the bolts on the pressure cooker keep getting tightened on Trevor Harris when he has to come on the field after a major by the Calgary Stampeders. That defense got to get a stop for Ottawa.
They fake to Van and a quick throw to Ernest Jackson. And Jackson, the go-to man of late for the Ottawa club, has a gain of 12 and a first down.
By the way, Gord, that's my Captain Obvious comment of the day. I usually have one every game that the Ottawa defense needs to stop.
First down carry for Trayvon Van, and Van moves the pile across the 40 for a gain of 5.
Interesting player, Trayvon Van. It's just for him, it's been just opportunities and not as many as the lead tailbacks in the league. He's got the same rushing average as Jerome Messam.
Right.
Just been on and off because of injury.
And missed 6 games, was on IR.
Yeah, exactly.
Early season injury. Mark has a gain of 6, 2nd and 4 now for Ottawa from its own 42-yard line. Here comes the blitz. And Harris gets the pass away. Caught by Ellingson across midfield down to the 53-yard line. Tackle made by Jamar Wall, a gain of 15 and another Ottawa first down.
Greg Ellingson leads this receiving core in Ottawa in average per catch, average yards per catch, which surprised me. I had to double check that, not to take anything away from the abilities of Greg Ellingson, but Chris Williams is in that receiving core.
Van with a first down carry, got tripped up there by Brandon Smith. Well, Ellingson had a 218-yard receiving game against Toronto this year. the best receiving day in the league so far in terms of yardage this season.
Yeah, and I mean, a guy who has 6 plays over 30 yards, so he'll get in behind you. He just does it in a different way than Chris Williams.
Got a gain of 6, 2nd and 4 Ottawa. Back to Van, bounces outside, a first down to the 35-yard line.
Wow.
That looked like it was going nowhere. Glenn, he gets 11.
That jump cut just in the hole, and there was no hole. This was supposed to be the hole right in that A gap between center and guard, and when he got the ball, no hole there. Jump cut to the outside while moving downhill. Good player. Just needs more touches.
6 carries, 42 yards so far. First down Ottawa at the Calgary 36. Oh, look out. Now Harris has a man over the top. Ernest Jackson, touchdown. Maybe not the way it was drawn up, but Ernest Jackson now has touchdown catches in 6 straight games, and Ottawa strikes back.
Yeah, it was supposed to be play action. Back went the wrong way, or Trevor Harris opened the wrong way. Right at the top corner here of your screen, you'll see that layered post route from Ernest Jackson, who keeps his touchdown streak alive.
In behind Jamar Wall. So in addition to needing a stop, Ottawa needed a drive. Came up with a big one there.
Halfway there.
That's a 6-play, 86-yard touchdown drive. The point after is good. And Ottawa remains with a touchdown. Ernest Jackson finds the end zone again. 7 touchdown receptions on the season, including 6 consecutive games for that one. Guy of the Ottawa club record.
That's pretty impressive name.
That's Ottawa football royalty right there.
That's right. Doesn't get much better. Tony Gabriel. One more game with a touchdown, and he'll tie the great Tony Gabriel. But boy, that was those 4 targets. Ottawa REDBLACKS. Tough to defend, tough to double team. Who do you double team in that receiving corps?
Here's Roy Finch now from the 5-yard line. And Finch gets brought down the 27-yard line, and that's where Calgary will go to work. And now the question is, can Ottawa's defense come up with a stop?
Can they get a stop? And we talked off the top of the show, Gord. I mean, look at the drives. How consistent is that? 205 yards passing. We're not finished the first half for Bo Levi Mitchell. We talked about that offensive line and all the changes up front. 3 changes because of the injury to Shane Bergman with Derek Dennis in at guard. Doesn't seem to be bothering this Calgary offense.
And Ottawa came in having allowed the fewest opposition touchdowns in the Canadian Football League this season. First down Calgary from the Stampeder 28. Here's Messam on the first down carry. He bounces outside and takes a hard shot from the safety Jeff Richards, a gain of 8.
Mark Nelson, the defensive coordinator for Ottawa, may have to just start putting more pressure on the back end on his secondary by sending more blitzes, whether it's a first down play with a Messam run, because you can eliminate the gaps against the run with a blitz, or if Bo Levi Mitchell tries to throw it, Nelson has a blitz called, he might get there. He's got to start to disrupt this offense.
Mark Nelson, the son of Hall of Famer Roger Nelson, great CFL player in the 50s and 60s. Now the play fake to Messam. Mitchell looks over the top, and the pass is caught. Siobhan Wisconsin makes an unbelievable one-handed grab. Just his 3rd reception of the year, but a gain of 24 yards.
3rd catch for Briskassen's going to make the TSN highlight reel and maybe a play of the night candidate. One-hander on the opposite side of his body.
That's the 8th different receiver to catch a pass for Calgary this afternoon.
Keep rolling.
First down from the Ottawa 51-yard line. Play fake to Messam. Mitchell has all day. Looks again, and this time he can't reach up and grab that one. Wisconsin let that go just over his head. And Bo Levi Mitchell has some constructive criticism on the route.
I just got to show you, and I'm not picking on Terrell Gavins here at linebacker. He's going to get blocked by Rob Cote here, the fullback, who's a tight end in this case, but he's got to get off that block. I mean, if the Ottawa REDBLACKS are going to get pressure on Mitchell, they can't be tied up in blocks like that. You got to get defenders to get rid of their blocker, get up the field, and get in Mitchell's face. He's not been the only one, but that was a clear example of it.
2nd and 10. Here comes the rush again. Mitchell gets it away, and the pass incomplete for Lamar Durant. So it brings up 3rd down from the 51-yard line. Better will punt for the first time this afternoon.
Sorry, Gord. Better protect or blitz and a better angles to the quarterback. It forced Bo Levi Mitchell to at least retreat and try to throw off his back heel.
That's the first time this afternoon that Calgary did not convert on 2nd down.
Wow.
So now Maver will punt. Jackson will go back along with Chris Williams. Williams, of course, was one of the most feared return men in the league his first time around in the CFL. Now takes this at his 5-yard line. It gets not much up to the 13-yard line as the tackle is made by Calgary's Glenn Love. Trevor Harris and Ottawa down by 6 with the football on the CFL on TSN when we come back. Harris back with the Ottawa offense with more. Here's Jermaine Franklin.
Thanks, Gord. With the East teams only coming to Calgary once a year, Trevor Harris said he definitely noticed when he came to Calgary for the first time, the elevation and the thin air caught him off guard. He said he usually runs from end zone to end zone during the warm-up, but when he first came to Calgary, he needed to stop to take a breath. He said that he's ready for the adjustment now with the elements, and the fact that the Ottawa REDBLACKS came in on Thursday night certainly helped with their adjustment.
Came in a day early. Now 1st down Ottawa from its 13-yard line. Play fake to Van. And a throw wide open. Williams can't quite reach it. Josh Bell was coming over on the coverage, just inches out of his reach.
Yeah, Josh Bell, if he got there, was going to be there just to make the tackle. He wasn't there in time to knock that down. Chris Williams runs under this more times than not, just a little bit too far for the very talented and fast Ottawa receiver.
Williams still shy of 1,000 yards receiving on the season. Now 2nd and 10 Ottawa from the 13. Harris throws. The pass is tipped. He was looking for Sinopoli, and that time Bell got a hand on it. And Ottawa will have to punt.
Yeah, they rotated the coverage, so they brought safety Josh Bell down from the safety spot and actually moved Deron Mayo back from the linebacking spot into the safety. So that meant that the safety in Josh Bell is down in coverage on Brad Sinopoli, and watch how well he blankets Sinopoli on the double move. Tried to go out, bend it around him, and right underneath it was number 11. Got the war paint on there, Gord, you can see.
Castillo comes on to punt from inside his own end zone. And Roy Finch back to receive. Good high kick. Finch from the 50. 47-yard punt. Finch down to the 50-yard line, so Calgary in good field position here with 5:14 to go in the 2nd quarter. Next up tomorrow at 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific, Darrell Walker having an outstanding season for Edmonton, taking on the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Tomorrow afternoon, it has been a struggle in the land of green.
Desperate times for the Edmonton Eskimos.
Lost the home and home to Calgary on Labor Day, or Labor Day week. Was had a 14-point lead last week on Calgary and lost it. So the Stamps start at the Ottawa 50. Mitchell throws and Parker makes the catch. And Anthony Parker, a first down to the 33-yard line.
Tremendous accuracy from Bo Levi Mitchell here, because he threw this to the spot and had Anthony Parker come out of his route, which is a corner route here. He's heading to the corner, watch him down, flatten it out, and bend it back towards the line of scrimmage, because that's exactly where Bo threw it. to bring his receiver back away from coverage.
Gain was 17. First down Calgary at the Ottawa 33. Play fake to Mesa. Mitchell throws, and this time the pass incomplete for Parker. Got buried there by Mitchell White. Mentioned that Calgary came back from that 14-point deficit last week. In its last 14 games, Calgary's only trailed by double digits in 2 of them and won them both, against BC back in July and last week against Edmonton.
Yeah, 15-point difference in that game against BC, and then against Edmonton, the 14 on the road in that back-to-back matchup with the rival down the road here in Highway 2.
And you think about the tie against Ottawa and what could have happened there. Ottawa had the ball at the 1-yard line with a minute to go in the fourth quarter and fumbled. Second down, Bo Levi Mitchell looking for McDaniel again. The pass incomplete. And back on the coverage for Ottawa was Nick Taylor. And it'll bring up third down, and the question now, field goal try for Calgary from the 40-yard line.
Nice coverage from Nick Taylor, who never played college football. Nick Taylor, who you're going to see pick up Marquay McDaniel here in coverage, was a point guard.
Yeah.
Florida International University.
He walked on as a point guard, too. He wasn't recruited for basketball.
No, yeah, walked on, got the starting role as the point guard, and then got a chance at the Pro Day with Minnesota. Good coverage there.
Paredes from the 40. And the kick is good. Calgary extends the lead to 9 now with 3.5 to go in the first half. Stay tuned for the GMC playbook coming up at halftime. Glenn Suter on the contain man's role in the defense.
Got to be solid on the edges. You know, whether it's a defensive end that gets up the field and doesn't allow the quarterback to escape, or it can be a linebacker or DB coming on a blitz. But keeping the edge hard is very important. One of the best in the game is playing here this afternoon. Charleston Hughes.
Having another great year at the age of 32. Sacks in the last 5 games for Calgary. First down, Ottawa now from its own 35-yard line. Here's Van with a first down carry, trying to spin it back, but that time Alex Singleton would have none of it. And it's a loss of a couple on the play. Singleton was the 6th overall pick by Calgary in last year's CFL draft.
Boy, there's containment. Singleton that time jumped to containment, so Van couldn't escape.
Calgary up by 9. We reached the 3-minute warning here in the first half. The CFL and TSN returns in a moment.
Getting set. Kate McKenna's here to talk about Now You Know. We'll talk about the game. We'll look at the Winnipeg victory over the Argos. It's nice to have a big studio. Lots going on. Let's go back to Gord and Glenn.
A slow-mo replay there. Nothing wrong with our studio that some adult supervision wouldn't cure. Second and long for Ottawa. Harris under pressure. He got belted by Singleton. And the pass is incomplete for Sinopoli. And a flag comes down late. There was a conversation between Jason Lauzon-Seguin and Calgary's Jagarrett Davis. And we'll see which way the flag is going, but Trevor Harris got laid out hard.
Well, it wasn't contact to the head.
Major foul, unnecessary roughness, Calgary, number 95. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's Davis, who gives Ottawa a fresh set of downs here with 2:47 to go in the first half.
So the hit from Alex Singleton was clean on Trevor Harris, and it was a big one. Jagarrett Davis getting called. Trevor Harris steps up and takes a huge hit.
First down carry for Van, and Trayvon Van once again tackled by Alex Singleton.
Wow.
Mentioned the 6th overall pick in the CFL draft out of Montana State. He's a Canadian because his mom is from Toronto.
Well, Taylor Reed started middle linebacker for Calgary early in the season. Taylor Reed was playing very well.
Yeah.
but they couldn't keep Alex Singleton off the field. They had to get him out there and starting.
Clock running at 2.5 to go here in the first half. Harris has time. Throws, pass intercepted. Picked up by Jamar Wall. He's got room to run and the quarterback to beat. And Harris turns him back, but Wall scores. Touchdown, Calgary. Jamar Wall takes it back 60 yards for the score. And that's 3 in the last 3 games for Wall. And the first for Harris since the first meeting of the year with Calgary back in early July.
To the left of your screen, you'll see Jamar Wall in just a moment. This time, just 4-man pressure, a bit of a stunt, not rushed. Trevor Harris doesn't have a defender in his face, just did not see Jamar Wall cut underneath that dig route, that in route from his receiver.
That's the first interception thrown by Harris in his last 150 attempts. He came in with a streak of 135 straight without throwing a pick. That one's taken back for a touchdown. Jamar Wall, the 5th-year man out of Texas Tech.
Good secondary, and this is without Deontay Evans in it. We've talked about Shaq Richardson. Jamar Wall, with Evans out, leads the Calgary secondary in knockdowns with 9. But he just is going to play that zone. He's got the curl zone just inside the hash, jumps it, and is gone. He misses, makes Trevor Harris miss.
Wall's 3rd career interception return for a touchdown. Cheers.
Yeah. Salute. Good secondary though. Brandon Smith, Tommy Campbell's on my all-star team already on the corner.
And sudden change, such a major factor in football games, and there it is there right before the half. So a 30-point first half for Calgary. Paredes to Jackson back at the goal line. Jackson gets away from Love the first time, and Love tracked him down. And Glenn Love, another special teams tackle, and with 2:07 to go, Ottawa has it right back.
Scenario for quarterbacks after they throw a pick 6. They got to get right back in there and have a real short-term memory here. Just get rid of it. And it happens within a minute or 2. You kick off, you're back on the field. Got to let that one go and continue to push the ball and be aggressive, because with this deficit, Ottawa's got to put that foot on the pedal. Missed 2 long throws in this first half that may have been touchdowns.
Right. Chris Williams for one.
Yep. I believe it was Jerron Kreiner in the first quarter for another.
Sagi Odiasi is the injured Calgary Stampeder on the kick coverage. Odiasi draws into the lineup. His injuries have plagued Calgary all over the field, and for a team with a 9-1-1 record coming in, the amount of injuries that Calgary's had to endure. But the interesting point made by Dave Dickinson was, if you look at Ottawa's success last year, one of the big factors was the same 5 offensive linemen all season.
Yeah.
And so now the test for Calgary has been, with the changes on the offensive line and playing a very aggressive Ottawa defense, so far so good.
Well, the first 3 series for that Calgary offense ended in touchdowns. But yeah, you're switching those O-linemen, not just replacing injured players, but also moving, for instance, a tackle to guard. Completely different for that player to adjust to. And again, a regular, normal week, short week for Calgary, in the back-to-backs against Edmonton. Didn't have a long time, but they're having fun right now.
10 different offensive linemen have played so far, 4 different centers, and yet they've allowed just 12 sacks, none this afternoon.
You know, and I had a conversation when John Huffnagel was coaching this team about changing your O-line and how challenging that is. He said you can game plan around a young O-line if your quarterback's aware.
Drop play now to Van, and not much doing there as he's brought down by Jagarrett Davis. Gain of 1. Calgary's defense allows the fewest points in the Canadian Football League and also the lowest opposition completion percentage, so a hard team to move the ball against. Second and long. Harris stands in, throws underneath, and the pass caught by Sinopoli at the 30 for a gain of 6. He'll be short of an Ottawa first down, a third 2 and out for Ottawa here in the first half.
Well, the way Alex Singleton's playing, you're going to see him move up the tackle list quickly for Calgary, but that play was made by their leading tackler, Duron Mayo, basically dropping back, allowing Trevor Harris to throw it underneath on second and long, and then just make a real sure tackle.
Flag comes down as Finch takes it at the 45, crosses midfield before he's finally tackled there by Taylor Reed, the former Calgary Stampeder. Now, what's the flag about? It was 3rd and 3.
Going against Calgary, I think.
Holding, Calgary, number 23. 10-yard penalty, first down, Calgary.
Yeah, that's after the kick.
After the kick, so.
Yep. Calgary will keep the football here, just back further.
1:14 to go here in the first half. Calgary home here to Winnipeg next week. Ottawa will take on Toronto. Winnipeg with a decisive victory over the Argonauts today with a huge fourth quarter. But here are the numbers under Dave Dickenson so far. The one thing that's not on there that should be, I don't want to take away from Dave Dickenson, who's a very nice man. He's 0 for 8 on challenges. That's hard to do.
The challenges have been a challenge.
Yeah. You got to think it's heads one of these days.
For a lot of teams.
Mitchell swings it out. Markway McDaniel gets a gain of 9 up to the 41-yard line.
But a couple things that board showed you. One was the giveaway takeaway. The fewest giveaways in the game heading into this week for the Calgary Stampeders. So they protect the ball very well. There's the 13 giveaways. Got to protect your quarterback. And even with the changes on the O-line, they've done that with the sacks allowed. You can see Bo Levi Mitchell's had time to throw.
Here's Messam on the second down carry. He gets stacked up. Also, Munoz comes in here to make the stop. And so it's a third down now for Calgary and a minute to go in the first half.
Third and a yard. He's going to kick it away. It's a long yard, maybe even 2. Like Jerome Messam got pushed back a little bit. The Calgary head coach doesn't like that. Maybe they were celebrating that O-line. They're celebrating on the bench a little too early. A little wake-up call from the head coach.
He's a feisty guy. He was a player. Huffnagel used to chuckle at the sidelines when Dickenson would get riled up as an offensive coordinator.
Yeah. That demeanor, you don't be fooled by it.
No. Manver gets a good kick away. Jackson from the 30-yard line runs into a teammate, flags her down, and then gets dropped on the special teams tackle by Malik Harris.
I believe it was Jeff Richards on the teams for Ottawa with a block in the back. Right at the point of attack where the ball.
Legal block, Ottawa, number 22. 10-yard penalty, first down, Ottawa.
You saw it.
Second penalty in this game this afternoon for Jeff Richards for Ottawa. And you mentioned off the top of the show, Gord, that this is a problem for the Ottawa Redblacks that they've been trying to clean up. Rick Campbell won't stand for it too much longer. You get a few penalties in one game, it might be Apple in a roadmap.
Well, they cut safety Jeremiah Johnson, right?
Yep. Same reason, and that's why Antoine Pernot and Jeff Richards have been playing safety.
Ottawa pushed back to its 19-yard line. Harris swings it out for Van. Trayvon Van pushed out of bounds by Singleton, who's been all around the football here in the first half. And the gain is 5.
Has he ever? I mean, every offensive play except for the deep throws, 49 has been there. And that time he had to travel a long way to get Van out of bounds and then aggressively ran him out of bounds.
He's got 8 tackles here in the first half. Second down, pump fake by Harris, looking over the top. He's got a man, and the pass is caught by Jerron Kreiner. So Kreiner, another big gain for Ottawa, down to the Calgary 49-yard line. 13 seconds to go in the first half.
Long throw for Trevor Harris to Kreiner, who's just going to go right down the sideline. That is a long throw,
Ottawa,
for Trevor Harris to make to the back shoulder, but is real accurate with it.
A 37-yard gain for Ottawa, and a timeout now with 13 seconds remaining here in the half. We mentioned that Chris Milo's longest of the year is 55 yards. Ottawa's going to a slight wind here. Under pressure, he's going to run. Dives down to the 45-yard line. 7 seconds remaining.
Yeah, 52-yarder, 51-yarder.
So you have time for one more play here, and then the field goal try.
Yeah, squeeze one out. Little out route on the sideline, short side of the field, where Chris Williams lines up. Get about another 5-6 and go ahead.
There's the long snapper, Tanner Dahl. Give her some Calgary product.
Didn't get snap, didn't use a timeout.
They've already used one, and now the sack, so Ottawa gets nothing. Down 16. And Calgary mocking Ottawa's touchdown celebration with the Lumberjacks a little bit there. On a gorgeous day here in Calgary, the Stamps have things mostly their way in the first half, a 30-14 lead. And now to Rod Smith and the fan in the studio.
Let's show what we can do, boys. Let's show what we can do.
Throw down towards the catch made by McDaniel. Dives, touchdown. Markway McDaniel. And the give to Messam, touchdown. Calgary is rolling. Now Harris has a man over the top. Curtis Jackson, touchdown. Ottawa strikes back.
Halftime in Calgary, and the Stampeders are leading the Ottawa REDBLACKS 30-14. Back inside our studios, Rod Smith along with Milt Stegall and Matt Dunnigan. Wow, Calgary right out of the gate. First 3 possessions, all touchdowns. Hey, they tied back in week 3 in Ottawa, but 10 weeks later, this is Stampeder dominant so far.
Once again, this well-oiled machine we call the Calgary Stampeders continues to play great football. And no one plays perfect football, but they're pretty close to perfect. Every single game, every time they show up and play, regardless who's playing, regardless who's coaching.
Line changes, too.
Everything is just going well for them, and no one is a superstar. We talk about that all the time. Bo Levi Mitchell is there, but he allows everyone to do their thing. You see Jerome Messam right here. You see Markway McDaniels. You see everyone getting involved, Matt. They're doing some great things offensively, defensively, and within their special teams also.
Football smart, too, Milt. Football smart, and they're explosive. And, you know, it's just not offensive football. It's defensive football. Jamar Wall doing his thing for the second week in a row. Pick 6. That's huge. That's a turn. That's a game changer. And you talk about big plays. And oftentimes, it's a handful of plays that make a difference in a football game. Calgary's already had 4 explosive plays in the first half. 25 yards, 32-50, and 39 yards. Wow. That's a game for most teams. This isn't half of football for this well-oiled machine.
These Ottawa REDBLACKS, they're still in this game, and eventually Calgary's going to lose the game. Why not now? Ottawa, that's their attitude. They need to come out in the second half and say, why not us? We have opportunity. We have the team to do this. We have a solid quarterback. Let's go out here and try to beat this team.
Yeah, squander an opportunity for some points there at the half. Ottawa did, and you need all the points you can get because you know Calgary left some points on the board in that first half, too, going for 2 points, the first 2 touchdowns.
Absolutely, yeah. And a 16-point lead as it stands right now at the half for the Calgary Stampeders. Jerome Messam, by the way, saw his touchdown. Messam, one of only 2 right now. Him and Andrew Harris projected to get over 1,000 for the regular season. In fact, Messam has more yards in receiving in this half than he does in rushing. That's the way the CFL is as we head over to Now You Know and Kate McKenna. Kate, up by 16 on the REDBLACKS. Here's Milt with the stats.
Once again, the stories about Bo Levi Mitchell. 250 yards passing, and he's also thrown the ball to 8 different receivers. The Ottawa REDBLACKS have to stop him this second half.
That includes Marquay McDaniel as a touchdown. Jermaine Franklin standing by with him.
Marquay, first 3 drives, it looked like the offense was unstoppable. What was working for you guys there?
You got to give credit to Bo. He was just taking what they gave him. We liked the matchups they were showing us, and we took advantage of it.
Again, the connection between you and Bo was evident in that first half. Can you take us through your scoring play and the effort you made to get across that goal line?
Right, yeah. Ran a nice little slant route. It was wide open. Bo hit me. It was me and I think it was Prudhoe back there, and I just had to get in there. I was too close. Just wanted to stretch it out, make sure I got a touchdown. No one was close, so it was good we got that touchdown.
Thanks for your time.
No problem.
We joked earlier how Rider fans felt about John Cornish. You know, in Calgary, they love him. One of the all-time greatest in the history of the game, being honored at the half with his Stampeders leading the REDBLACKS.
Here's Ottawa receiver Ernest Jackson with Jermaine Franklin.
Ernest, your team's in a bit of a hole, obviously, at the half. Where does it start for you guys to get back into this game?
Right now, as an offense, we got to execute our plays. Right now, we're not on the field as long as we should be, and defense been holding us down, and right now, we just got to execute our plays. That's the biggest thing right now.
What are some of the positives from that first half offensively you can build on in the second half?
We had some definitely deep, big plays by Kreiner, and so had a touchdown here and there. So things are going well. We just got to finish those little things. We're missing the ball, some deep balls like here and there. So the opportunity's there. We just got to make the best of it.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
When you think about down 9 and driving late in the first half, the interception return for a touchdown that makes it a 30-14 lead. The first interception thrown by Trevor Harris since early July.
When you're on the road against the best team in the CFL, you've got to take full advantage of every opportunity you have, and Ottawa missed a couple in the first half.
The Calgary received to start the second half. And here's Roy Finch from his 10-yard line. Finch trying to dive back and gets out to about the 26-yard line. Brought down there by J.P. Bolduc for Ottawa. So Bo Levi Mitchell, 250 yards passing in the first half, goes back to work.
Yeah, 13 of 20, just on pace for 500 here this afternoon if he continues at that pace. First 3 drives over 70 yards, all ended up in touchdowns. Got the lead and have not given up the lead since the first drive of the game.
On pace for a career best. His career best is 376 yards passing in a game. Back in 2013, you'd think he'd have a couple of 400s to his credit.
Yeah, that's surprising. 9 300 games, though, this year.
He's 2 yards short. And there's the catch made by DeVaris Daniels. Gain of 11, first down, Calgary.
Good first half for Bo Levi Mitchell. Again, having an offensive line, makeshift offensive line with 3 changes and 1 rookie getting his first start at tackle in Randy Richards, and that's the left tackle. The blind side for Mitchell was not a problem in the first half.
First down from the 38-yard line. The play fake to Messam. Mitchell throws, and the pass almost intercepted. Skips in front of Ottawa defender Mitchell White.
Mitchell White was in very good coverage, and I'm not sure that Bo Levi Mitchell didn't just try to throw this, behind him, throw it away almost, rather than throw it out of bounds, throw it in behind him and just went on the carpet.
Calgary's 8 of 11 on second down so far this afternoon. Now Mitchell looking over the top again for Wisconsin. And Reskinson has that bounce away. The pass is incomplete. Again, Bo Levi Mitchell offering some constructive criticism, or
he's going to talk to Briscasson on the sideline, because he's going to say, hey, don't stop your route. I mean, he's got the deep corner route here. You can just take a look at him. He makes a nice move there, and then right about there he gears it down a little bit, and then the ball's in the air. He might not have been the primary target, but he was the target and ended up that way, and Bo will go say, just keep running it.
And go play special teams. You're needed.
Whoops.
Oh, wait.
I'll coach you up later. Hang on.
I just got to cover this punt.
Time count violation, Calgary, number 6. 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
Wow, did we have that sequence for you?
Yes.
Bo was going to go coach up his receiver and held him on the sideline. That one is a Bo Levi Mitchell penalty.
Kristen Jackson back to receive. And the punt chases him back to the 22-yard line. A 55-yard punt and not much of a return. Once again, down the field quickly is Glenn Love on special teams. And limits the return to 5. It's a 16-point Calgary lead. Trevor Harris and Ottawa with the ball when we come back. At halftime today, the Calgary Stampeders honored the recently retired John Cornish. Number 9, who was the CFL's most outstanding player in 2013. A Lou Marsh Award winner as Canada's top athlete that year as well. Standing by with our Jermaine Franklin.
Thanks, Gord. John, you look like you could easily play another season or two. Are you happy with your decision, and what do you miss most about the game?
Well, I was given the opportunity to still be around the stands. So I haven't been able to miss the game as much as I would have. Being in the locker room, being around the guys, still being around the fans. This is the best. There's nothing to miss.
Most Outstanding Player Award, 3 Canadian Most Outstanding Players, 2 Grey Cups. What are your favorite, or is there one favorite accomplishment of yours?
I would say the very first Grey Cup in 2008. Winning the Grey Cup, Henry Burris, Joffrey Reynolds, Jermaine Copeland, Kenyon Rambo, all these great players that I still look up to right now. Like, that was the greatest. It was the ultimate team that I've been a part of, and I'm so happy that I had a chance to do it.
Thanks, John, and congratulations on an amazing career.
Thank you very much, Ray.
On second down, Harris is under pressure, and he is dropped. Charleston Hughes brings him down. It'll be a gain of 1, not a sack for Charleston Hughes, but a 2-and-out for Ottawa. And as Harris makes his way to the sidelines, that's where Henry Burris, the former Stampeder, is standing. Now the number 2 quarterback for Ottawa.
Yeah, number 2 for Ottawa. It's Trevor Harris's team right now, and Charleston Hughes makes the play on defense. John Cornish, one of the number 1 running backs in the game's history. When John Cornish was playing and there was the Canadian of the Week award, we called it the Cornish Award.
Castillo into punt. And Finch stands back at his 40. Good high kick. Chases Finch back inside the 30. A 53-yard punt. And Finch gets up to the 36-yard line. Tackle is made by Ottawa's J.P. Bolduc.
You know, and I'm not exaggerating when I say when John Cornish had big games, it was 200-yard games, 200-plus yard games. It wasn't the 100-yard game that is the standard for running backs. He had 22 of those 3,000-yard seasons, and of course the MOP in 13.
Holds the record for most rushing yards by a Canadian in a single season. Underrated receiver as well.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But you know, those big games were 200-yard games, and at a time when the run game was more prominent too. Rule changes. There's a former teammate, Henry Burris.
Double play fake there, and Mitchell looks over the top. He's got a couple of receivers, and the pass falls incomplete. Trying to find Brescacin.
You know, back,
second down.
Excuse me, Gord, but back then, you know, John Cornish was getting the ball 250, 260 times in a season. That has changed, and if you project now Jerome Messam, the leading rusher coming in, he'll just get to just over 1,100 yards with 216 carries, about 40 carries less than Cornish was getting that year. And that takes nothing away from Jerome Messam's season. It's just different. Rule changes, and now we see more 300-yard passing quarterbacks than 100-yard rushing tailbacks.
Well, in the case of last week, 2 in the same game is not uncommon.
That's right.
Second down, Mitchell stands in, throws underneath, Daniels has it, and Tavares Daniels will be stopped short of a first down. Stop made by Damaso Munoz. So a second 2-and-out for the Stampeders this afternoon, and a big stop for the Ottawa defense.
Very big, very big. That was an issue in the first half, first quarter. And I don't want to take anything away from tailbacks because they are important, especially this time of year. As it gets colder,
right,
you get closer to the playoff run. you're going to need the balance in your offense, and you need good success on first down. Your tailback can help you there, but I don't think any fans have a problem with 300-yard passing games from quarterbacks.
Faber with the punt, gets it away. A low driving kick to Jackson at the 25-yard line. Jackson bottled up there. This time the tackle made by Charlie Power, a 42-yard punt and a return of 8. Ottawa's 4-1 on the road so far this year. Calgary's undefeated at home. It's a 16-point Calgary lead. Ottawa will try to chip into it when we come back.
As Ernest Jackson mentioned at halftime, the offense has missed some opportunities for the Ottawa REDBLACKS. Early on, Jerron Kreiner, deep ball missed. That would have been a touchdown. In the second quarter, Chris Williams just out of his reach. Maybe not scored on that play, but got into enemy territory. Got to make good on those opportunities.
Here's Van on the first down carry. He's bottled up right away by the Calgary defense, a gain of 1.
This Ottawa team, too, Gord, has been very good when it comes to the deep ball. I mean, coming into this game, tied for first with the Hamilton Tiger-Cats offensively with 31 plays over 30 yards. So the deep ball has been something they've done very well all season.
It's been Calgary that's turned in the big plays so far this afternoon. 2nd and 9. Harris throwing. He's got Williams. And complete again. Just by a step he missed, and Trevor Harris pounds the turf in frustration.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, that's the third one. Wide open receiver. Chris Williams gets press coverage, and this is an automatic. When Williams gets press coverage up here at the top, he's going to automatically just try and run by his man, which he does. Now he gets in behind him, and Harris misses him.
5th 2 and out of the game for Ottawa. And Castillo on to punt. Good kick, pinch, back at his 30-yard line. And flags it down, that'll be no yard. The 46-yard punt.
Wow.
Return of 5, attack on 15 for no yards, and Calgary's in business.
Third penalty for Jeff Richards.
No yards. Ottawa, number 22. 15-yard penalty. First down, Calgary.
And Rick Campbell said to us yesterday, it's not that everyone's taking, they have repeat offenders. And it's a group of players who are committing these fouls over and over again, and they're going to make changes. Players are going to come out of the lineup.
Jeff Richards has half a football to make some plays and make sure he can keep his spot on the roster, because Rick Campbell is not messing around with it any longer.
First down Calgary from its own 48-yard line. Messam leaping across midfield, gets a gain of 8 down to the Ottawa 54-yard line.
Nice little move. Looked like Ottawa had the gaps canceled there, but Messam, good running backs will not let that first guy tackle him, and Messam makes the first one miss, gets into the next level, the linebacking core.
And a timeout being called, I believe, by Calgary.
Calgary.
First timeout used by the Stampeders, so both teams have a timeout remaining, which is critical for challenges, of course, with the rules being tweaked. With now every challenge costs you a timeout if you're unsuccessful. The first one used to be free.
That's something that we haven't had here in this game. Well, now I've just done it, haven't I?
When we've been over this. What you say up here has no effect on what happens down there. We've been over and over and over.
We have to discuss that with some of the coaches in the league.
Yes, yes, we do. And some of the players.
Yes.
Second and short. Here is Messam, and he dives down close to the 52, which is where he needed to get for a Calgary first down.
Yeah, it looked like Zach Evans got up the field for Ottawa there and made it a little more of a challenge for Messam to get to that first down marker.
There's an injured Calgary or Ottawa player. It's Vittorio Latanzio, number 49, who's shaken up.
Take a look, Messam right in behind Bo Levi Mitchell, getting ready for this run off the right side. He's got Rob Cote over there as a lead blocker.
That's a 260-pound running back flying in there.
And a 178-pound linebacker, really a DB, but lining up in the linebacking core in Terrell Gavin.
And it was here in Calgary that we first saw that hybrid player, Daryl Hall, one of the first.
Absolutely, yeah.
Who was a combination linebacker, defensive back.
But that was the true hybrid at the time. I mean, Daryl Hall, if I remember correctly, was around 6'3", 6'4", 220, 225. And now it's evolved into a defensive back, a sixth defensive back playing on every down because he's covering a receiver. But occasionally that guy still lines up in the box and he still has to come up and make plays on the run. And in this game this afternoon, it's a 264-pound tailback.
So third and less than a yard for Calgary. They spot it at the Ottawa 53, so they need a full yard here to get the first down.
And that's why Terrell Gavin scored, just buckled up his chin strap.
Messam dives ahead into the pile. This will be close. Munoz in there, but it doesn't appear that Messam got far enough to get the first down, and he did. So the Sticks move with 7:20 remaining here in the third quarter.
You know, some players wear their emotions on their sleeves, and you can see when they're upset. You can see when they're not. You can see when it's a good bat or a good play or a bad play. Bo Levi Mitchell's one of those guys that you can't tell from play to play if it was a 50-yard throw and catch or if it was a no-yard gain or a sack he took. I mean, the guy, solid.
On first down, the play fake now swinging up for Durant. Lamar Durant gets outside, dives inside the 45, marked out the 43-yard line, and the gain is 8.
Try and get motion going in this direction, and then Durant to come back the other way. Just sort of little misdirection, play action fake, and then Durant shoots out the other side. Bo will take that every play, too. He's very patient when it comes to those push routes to the flat.
Durant, a Vancouver native, graduate of Simon Fraser University.
All right, good plan.
The preceding message was brought to you by. Now Durant up the other side, and that time not much doing as Antoine Pruneau comes up with a big stop and a loss of 2. So there's Pruneau, who's trying to reestablish himself in the Ottawa defense, making a pretty good tackle for a loss.
Yeah, and he'll play at least a third of the plays. He's out there, and he's coming from a long way here in the safety spot. I talked to both Mark Nelson and Rick Campbell about Pruneau, and it wasn't that he just got bumped out. They love him. He's a good football player, and said he'll be out there on defense, plays great on the special teams as well. Big part of our team. Nice play there.
Calgary's last 4 offensive possessions have wound up with the punt team on the field. Here's Maver looking for the corner. Low driving kick, and he got it. What a kick by Maver. It goes out at the 2.
Chris Williams had a chance to make the decision to try and catch that, and he let it bounce.
Little punch 9-iron right on the flag.
Punt returners have a split second to make this decision. This is Chris Williams tracking this down, and he makes the right choice because a ball inside the 10, you let go and hope that it bounces into the end zone. He didn't get the bounce, but he made the right decision.
Ottawa now facing a 108-yard field, down 14. Play fake. Harris has time, has a man, Ernest Jackson, and he's got the catch out to the 43-yard line. Jackson with a touchdown reception earlier to run his streak to 6 consecutive games is a 41-yard gain and a huge Ottawa first down.
Yeah, I saw Josh Bell kind of sneaking up here at safety, and when the safety gets shallow, he knows he's got that post coming over the middle.
action so far this afternoon. Now the toss. And Van trying to get outside, but can't outrun Jagarrett Davis.
That is incredible speed for Jagarrett Davis. Defensive end at 240, tracking down a tailback from behind.
Objectional conduct, Calgary, number 95. 10-yard penalty, first down, Ottawa.
That's the second time for him. He got an objectional or a roughness penalty in the first half.
Well, I'm just not sure why. It looked like a clean tackle from behind by number 95. He hustles down. Look at the speed he used to close the gap. What was the problem there?
You see something?
Unless he said something.
Ottawa now at its own 54-yard line. Here's Van again. And this time he gets snapped up by Micah Johnson. And the gain is maybe 2. If you can't say stuff anymore, what's the point?
Well, you can say stuff. You just can't say some stuff.
Yeah, okay.
We won't even try and guess what it was that he said, but again, opportunity here for Ottawa.
Right. 4 to go here in the third quarter. Some confusion now for Ottawa. Play clock down to 4. And they just get it off. Harris under pressure, and Charleston Hughes got it.
Taking the timeout there.
That's 6 sacks in the last 6 games for Charleston Hughes.
I think Trevor Harris thought about it. He thought about maybe taking a timeout here. He had a formation issue, had to get a receiver back to the wide side of the field, barely got that ball snapped, and then didn't even have time.
Now the problem there, Glenn, is it would have been Ottawa's second time out of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, you
would want to save it if you need it in the fourth quarter.
The quarterback sacks are absolute drive killers. Now third down. Finch stands back at his 10, so Ottawa moved the ball from its 2 to the 52.
Look out.
Whistle was sounded before the ball was snapped.
Time count violation, Ottawa, number 15. 5-yard penalty, remains third down.
Mentioned Sergio Castillo, the former Winnipeg Blue Bomber, was pushed into service this week. There's Bob Dice, the special teams coordinator for Ottawa, but Doug Medeiros, their regular punter, after a long layoff, got hurt in practice this week. Mentioned Ottawa, 16 days between games. Another whistle. Procedure this time. They're going to wind up back in the 2 if they're not careful.
Procedure, Ottawa, number 8. 5-yard penalty, remains third down.
Jake Hardy, the former Calgary Dino, who's playing his first CFL game back at his home park, is called.
Gord, this is what we talked about with penalties for Ottawa. The avoidable penalties.
Right. So instead of punting from your 52, it's back to the 42, and a chance to hem Calgary in is less than great. Close, but Castillo gets that away. A great kick. 59-yard punt, and Finch tackled on a shoestring top. Stopped by Jeff Richards. Richards needed a big play. He just turned one in there. Charleston Hughes, the ageless one. Another sack for Calgary as the Stamps lead by 16. Penalties.
It's not our whole football team that's the problem. It's a smaller group that we need to make sure we limit. And then also it's there's going to be penalties in the game. But we need to live in that world of around 5 or 6 penalties as opposed to 10 or 11. And it's about avoiding the preventable ones like objectionable conduct and offside and those type of things.
5 for 38 so far this afternoon. Ottawa averages 12 penalties a game. more than 100 yards. So they give them a full field of yardage every game on average in penalties.
Yeah, that's ranked last in the league, of course, and better tonight, but a couple that have put them in a tough situation. Like the back-to-back penalties on that punt.
Calgary starts with 17-yard line. Mitchell completes to Parker. And White comes up to make the stop quickly. And the gain is 5.
Better effort defensively, though, in this second half for Ottawa. Those 30 points on the board for Calgary all in the first half.
Yeah, and don't forget, the last 7 came on the interception return for a touchdown.
That's right.
So Ottawa has been hanging around in this game, just trying to break through. It's the big plays have gone Calgary's way so far in the football game. Here's a big second down play both ways. Ottawa shows blitz. Here it comes. Mitchell's under pressure and got it away. As he had linebacker John Boyette draped all over him. Not a sack for Ottawa, but gets the job done. And once again, Calgary's forced to punt. That's the 5th straight possession now in which Calgary has been forced to kick it away.
Mark Nelson dialing up the blitz. It's your right, Gord. John Boyette coming from the linebacking core, coming right off the hip of Spencer Wilson, the center. Disrupting the play and forcing Bo Levi Mitchell to throw it away.
So now Tristan Jackson stands back at his 40-yard line awaiting the punt from Rob Maver. Full rush. Here it comes. Maver gets it away. He's down. No flag. And Jackson at the 40 after a 46-yard punt has some room to run. Here comes Tristan Jackson. Back inside he goes. He's got blockers in front of him. And the kicker to beat. And the kicker got him again. That's 4 consecutive games where Jackson was off and running, and the kicker made the touchdown saving tackle.
And don't think for a second he doesn't get a little ribbing in the film room when the kicker makes a tackle, but I think he hit his head too when he went down here on the end of this tackle. Bounces it nice to the wide side of the field, so he's got lots of room out there. Nice cut back here. And Maver brings him down, but watch as he goes down. I think he hit the back of his head on the turf pretty hard.
Whiplash effect.
Yeah.
So he remains down on the turf, but there's the big play we talked about. So Ottawa down to the Calgary 17-yard line. And they're actually checking the knee, not the head.
Yeah, outside of the knee, and he's in pain. Did get twisted as he went down as well. Maver behind him now. He's going to twist down by his arm.
Oh,
you see, yeah, they just hyperextended.
Be a huge loss for Ottawa. Jackson's been a big part of their special teams game, which has contributed so much to their success this season.
Well, it also means that Chris Williams will have to return more kicks.
Right.
This game goes on, and that tires him out when it comes to playing offense.
Now Williams is a nice fallback to have.
Yeah, no question.
One of the great kick returners in the last 5 years in the Canadian Football League. So Jackson limps his way off, and Williams and the offense are on. And here's your chance now. Late in the 3rd quarter, get a great return and a chance to put some points on the board here. And hope your defense keeps stopping Calgary. It's been a great year for road teams in the CFL, except here.
You got that right.
First down. Here's Van with the carry. And runs headlong into Mayo. Gain is 3.
To me, like Tommy Campbell tracked Chris Williams on that last play.
Now they got Van lined up at wide receiver at the top of your screen. Williams at the bottom. 6 receivers. Here comes the rush. There is throws, and the pass is caught. Ball bounces out late, but the catch was made by Jaron Kreiner. He's short of an Ottawa first down.
I don't think there's any question here, though, because it looks like it's a yard or less.
Yeah, they give him a good spot inside the 10, down at about the 8.
Trevor Harris knew it was a zone defense because when Van went out and lined up as a wide receiver, a linebacker did not go with him.
3rd and inches. Harris takes it ahead. Flag comes down late. Harris has enough for the first down. Now, which way is the flag going? 20 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Offside. Calgary, number 98. Half the distance to goal. First down.
So take it down now to the 4-yard line. First to goal, Ottawa from there.
Brandon Boudreau, I think, inside that neutral zone.
Here's Van. Spins off the first tackle, but cannot get away. And Micah Johnson with a subdued celebration there. And Lamarca has a loss of 1. 2nd and goal now from the 5.
You got to give Ottawa some credit here. I mean, they're sticking with this run game. 51 yards for Trayvon Van, but it's been a tough 51.
Actually mark him down at the 4. Now some confusion again from Ottawa. Late substitution as Kreiner comes in. They just get the play away. Harris with time stands in, throws to the end zone, touchdown. Greg Ellingson, his first touchdown in his last 8 games, and Ottawa now down by 10 with a point after to come.
There he is right there, Greg Ellingson, 3 receivers to the short side of the field, and he's going to just run an outside release back into the middle. Harris takes that extra count to wait for him to open up and finds him.
Looks like Ottawa will go for 2 here. Chance to draw within 8. Ottawa 3 for 4 on 2-point conversions so far this season. Heads to man, throw to the goal line, incomplete. Looking for Ernest Jackson. And there on the coverage was Shaq Richardson to knock it away, so it remains a 10-point Calgary lead. But Ottawa creeping closer here in the second half with the 4th quarter still to come. The CFL on TSN returns to Calgary in just a moment. Entertaining afternoon of football here in Calgary, and the score now a 10-point lead for the Calgary Stampeders. And you see the yards of offense in the 3rd quarter, just 40 for the Calgary Stampeders after a huge first half in this football game. Gordon Miller back here with Glenn Suter, and Ottawa's defense is stiffened here in the second half.
Absolutely, and they're chipping away. They're keeping the Ottawa Redblacks in this game. The Calgary Stampeders had almost 300 yards of offense in the first half, just 40 in that 3rd quarter. Ottawa defense sending more blitz, playing more aggressively, and keeping Ottawa in this.
Greg Ellingson has his 2nd touchdown catch of the year. Now Ottawa will kick it off. Ottawa's defense is the only one in the CFL this year that does not have a touchdown. And one of the big plays in this game is a Calgary defensive touchdown.
Could use one right here.
But the interception by Tristan Jackson sets up the Ottawa score. And now this defense will be tested again. Pinch from the 15. Puts his head down and gets tripped up at the 35-yard line by John Boyette, a 26-yard return. And so Bo Levi Mitchell and the Calgary offense have found the going tough here in the second half.
Yeah, more blitz from Martin Nelson. And when they do blitz, they're getting there. We saw the big play made by John Boyette out of the linebacking core on Bo Levi Mitchell on a 2nd down, forcing Calgary to punt. So that's the adjustment from the defensive coordinator. Can he keep it up for this 4th quarter?
Calgary starts from his 36-yard line. winds died down completely. Won't be a factor here in the fourth quarter. Mitchell throws. Pass caught by Marquay McDaniel. A first down out to the 48-yard line. A gain of 13.
When the Calgary offense stalls, they go to Marquay McDaniel. The quarterback playing receiver, and that's how Bo Levi Mitchell describes him, as a receiver that has the mindset of a quarterback, understands everybody's position, even knows the protections.
Three receivers to the wide side. That's where Mitchell is going. The pass is caught by Reskison, and he gets thrown down by a gang of Ottawa defenders. Connor Williams in there as well. Gain of nearly 10. And Bo Levi Mitchell has crossed 300 yards passing again.
Seeing a lot more of Juwan Reskison just because of the injury to Bakari Grant. Will not return and did not after halftime. Injured in the first half. The Calgary Stampeders will not return to this game.
So Bo Levi Mitchell, 10 of his last 11 games, 300 yards passing. Here's Messam, and he won't get away from Boyette. So John Boyette with a big first down tackle there. The loss is a yard, brings up 2nd and 11.
Remember in that first half, I showed you some examples of defenders for the Red Blacks that were getting caught in blocks. This is an example of how they've turned it up in this second half. Don't sit there at the line of scrimmage waiting, just attack it and catch Messam in the backfield before he gets that downfield momentum, that downfield speed. Big play on D there.
And another one coming here. Four-man rush. Mitchell swings it out to Messam. A long way to go. Messam got away from the first wave of tacklers, but tripped up on the play by Ottawa's Nick Taylor. The gain is 5. So down to the 48-yard line. This would be a 55-yard field goal try for Rene Paredes, who has not attempted a field goal longer than 50 yards so far this year.
No, he's not. As long as 49. So they're not going to.
Yeah, they're going to punt it.
Kick it away. Punt it away. Play field position. Maver had one in the coffin corner going the other way.
So now Chris Williams and Brad Sinopoli are back to receive the punt after Tristan Jackson was shaken up earlier. Maver looking for the corner again. Williams lets it go again. Where'd this go out? In the end zone. Single point now for Calgary. Maybe not what the Stampeders wanted. Rather than the field position than a 49-yard single. But now an 11-point lead. Trevor Harris and Ottawa back to work in a moment.
Calgary in their short week. Back-to-back games against Edmonton.
Here comes the rush. Harris stands in, throws, has a man over the top. It's Ellingson. He makes the catch. Greg Ellingson inside the 15, down to the 11-yard line. And the tackle is made by Shaq Richardson in his first CFL start. Got victimized by Greg Ellingson for a gain of 63 yards.
Ellingson all by himself out on the outside. And it's just that straight, skinny post. What a throw from Trevor Harris. He did not break stride.
First down from the 12. Trayvon Van inside the 10, down to the 7. Tackle made by Micah Johnson.
Well, Calgary wanted to get that early lead. Again, they're on that short week, and you've got back-to-back physical games against Edmonton. The Red Blacks on that long bye had 10 days off. Dave Dickinson knew getting into the fourth quarter, he was wondering if his number one defense would start to wear down a little bit, and that's not even to mention all the injuries.
Now second down and 5 to go from the 7. Harris to the end zone, has a man, some contact down there. The pass incomplete, trying to find Kreiner. Brings up third down, and the field goal unit comes on for Ottawa.
One that Kreiner really should have had. I mean, that ball thrown up over his outside shoulder and a late reaction in coverage. Had it in both hands.
So a short field goal try now for Milo. High snap. Harris puts it down. Milo puts it through, and so Ottawa back within 8.
Good decision. Take the points. You're down 2 possessions anyway.
And a long way to go yet here in Calgary on this Saturday afternoon on the CFL on TSN.
Really explain it because it'll take too long, but it includes alcoholic beverages. The
Cardinal, it's also the Cardinal Club, the Royal Cardinal Club. That's got too much spare time in his hands. Mitchell under pressure, and he is dropped. First sack of the game for Ottawa.
Amazing, really. This Ottawa defense has been Jekyll and Hyde in the second half.
Really different.
The Calgary Stampeders started this game 8 for 8 in second down conversions. They've got a second and long facing them now. Since the 8-8 start, they are 0 for 9 on second down since then.
And Landon Cohen's got his second sack of the year. So the loss is 4, 2nd and 14. Four-man rush. Mitchell steps up, looks over the top. He's got a man. And the pass is just out of the reach of Tavares Daniels. A fingertip away from a huge gain for Calgary, but now it's another 2 and out, and the Stamps will have to punt.
Now, I'm not going to give an alibi here to Tavares Daniels, but, you know, if this is a regular week, coming off a couple of regular games, he runs under this. Seeing how fast he can get down the field, pick him up and put him down, and that time it looked like he is a little bit tired. Just couldn't run under that deep ball.
So Williams stands at his 40-yard line and waiting the punt from Maver. Good kick. Chases Williams back inside his 25-yard line. A 55-yard punt. Williams takes it back 10, and Ottawa within 8 now has the football back and a chance to pull even here in the 4th quarter.
Blame it all on your roots. You showed up with suits tonight.
I did. It's been a while. First down, Ottawa. Trayvon Van tripped up. As once again, Micah Johnson got a hand in there. The loss is a yard.
Well, the Calgary defense taking turns on these rundowns, but they are getting enough penetration that Trayvon Van just can't get started. I mean, it's been a hard 51 yards. A lot of those yards coming in the first quarter, but you could see he can't get any downfield momentum.
Second down, Ottawa. Here comes the blitz. Harris stands in and throws. The pass is incomplete for Ernest Jackson. Brandon Smith there in the coverage, and Ottawa will have to kick it away.
Well, Brandon Smith on the sideline from this halfback spot to the right of your screen means that Calgary ran this blitz with a zone defense behind it because the halfback would have been in coverage from that inside down the field had it been man-to-man. Good play by the veteran.
Early movement by Calgary. They're pointing at Ottawa, but it's 3rd and 11.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter whose this is on. They're kicking it anyway.
Procedure, Ottawa number 52. 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
Tanner Dahl back in Calgary. The only time we mention his name, he's called for a penalty. The long snapper for Ottawa.
15 yards in real estate before they snap the ball on the punt team for Ottawa in the last couple of sequences.
High snap. And Castillo puts it off the side of his foot. And it bounces out of bounds at the 44-yard line. So Calgary have good field position with 7:42 to go in the 4th quarter. Next installment of CFL 30 comes your way at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. Listen in.
Let's play our spine, understand. Y'all better tighten up. Y'all better tighten up. We tight yet?
Manny Arsenault brings it down.
It's the Manny show, bro. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
ever talk during interceptions?
No, I was trying to catch my breath.
First down, Stampeders from their 44-yard line. An 8-point lead, 7:25 to go in the fourth quarter. Bo Levi Mitchell, play fake, throws. The pass is caught by Parker. And Boyd limits the gain to 11 at midfield. A Calgary first down.
Since they jumped out in front, Calgary really not had an issue on first down. It's been on those second down conversions.
Mitchell at 320 yards passing on the afternoon. His career best is 376 against Winnipeg back in 2013. And the clock continues to run. High snap with a play fake to Messam. The throw to McDaniel. Markway McDaniel with a first down catch at the 32-yard line. And a Calgary first down, a gain of 23.
This is a
yard receiving, Glenn, for Markway McDaniel.
This is basically a read route for Markway McDaniel, because if the coverage by Terrell Gavins is underneath, then Bo Levi Mitchell will throw it with more arc on it and let McDaniel run to it. If the coverage is high on McDaniel, he'll throw it underneath him and make him come back towards the line.
Here comes the blitz on first down. Mitchell under pressure, throws. He's got Messam. Oh, look at a huge collision between two Ottawa defenders. Kane collided hard with a teammate. It's like Moulton Hopkins, and there's a flag on the play. Check that. It's actually Smith who's down, Marlon Smith.
And an official, Gord, just...
Illegal block, Ottawa, number 49. 10-yard penalty, first down.
So Latanzio called for an illegal block.
I was going to say, I think they ruled that incomplete at the end of it all. But it was a big hit, two teammates colliding. And
it was incomplete.
Yeah, it was incomplete. Oof. Abdul Kane just no regard for his own personal safety, just jumped in there.
Or the safety of others.
Yeah, exactly.
First down, Calgary from the Ottawa 22. A little reverse here. Parker flips it off. Mitchell throws a block. And moving ahead now is Tavares Daniels with a gain of 9 and a good block there by the quarterback.
And a gutsy call from Dave Dickinson. I mean, you start to run reverses with a defense that has played very well in the second half. You get into trouble because it takes some time way back in your own backfield.
Back to the groundwork conventionally here. Messam fights his way down to the 10. That's another Calgary first down. So the Stampeders moving the ball effectively here and chewing lots of time off the clock.
And isn't this the Bo Levi Mitchell? Mitchell sort of just setting a pick more than making a block. Is that fair assessment of that?
Fourth time in the red zone for Calgary. The Stamps are 3 for 3 so far. First down from the 10. Mitchell to the end zone. Daniels, did he get it? Touchdown! What a catch by Tavares Daniels.
Well, it'll be reviewed, as all scoring plays are, to see if his foot was in bounds. But it looked like he secured the catch and contact with the ground, and Rick Campbell wants to take another look. He's listening upstairs. Let's take a look here.
Wow.
Great catch.
So Tavares Daniels comes off the practice roster, has played 5 games. He has at least 4 catches in every game and has scored 4 touchdowns.
Previous touchdown play is under review by the command center.
So he had the foot down. Did he have possession as the foot was down is the question. What do you think?
Well, I think he did. And did he survive contact with the ground? Because you have to do that as well to secure the catch. Oof. Yeah, that's a touchdown.
Wow.
That's a pretty touchdown.
So he had probably the hardest touchdown reception of the week last week and the easiest, and then he tops the hardest one with this. Foot down,
That's a gorgeous touchdown. And I don't think that ball ever touched the turf. It was close, but I don't think it ever did.
Foot down in bounds there.
Has control, doesn't lose control as he's rolling. It's touchdown.
Look at you, Lord. They can't overturn it.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
Wow. That was worth a few extra looks. Maybe the command center just wanted to watch the catch again.
Yeah, they were. Well, and that's one that Dave Foxcroft likes to actually make the call when you're at home and the home team just scored and they're reviewing it and you go, it was a touchdown.
Like we said.
Yeah.
Like I said, Jake.
Yeah.
Jake Ireland's the replay official.
There you go.
We still got time.
So, Calgary attempted a bunch of two-point conversion attempts earlier. Goes for one here. And now, a 15-point lead with 4:02 to go. And Devaris Daniels, the 23-year-old of Notre Dame, welcome to the Canadian Football League. 4 touchdown catches in 5 games.
10-game unbeaten streak on the line coming in for the Calgary Stampeders. And throughout those games, you know, it's been different scenarios. Closer games, more defensive focused games. A lot of different types of scenarios unfold in every game. But when Bo Levi Mitchell needs a drive, he gets it. And that offense had bogged down. We're 0 for 10 in second down conversions. And they needed a drive to put this baby away, and they get it. Capped off by one of the nicest catches you're going to see all season.
Kicks it off. Now from the 5-yard line, look out. Trayvon Van ran smack into his teammate Kreiner. There's a flag down as well. Ouch. Some of the hardest hits in the last 5 minutes have been Ottawa on Ottawa.
Illegal block. Ottawa, number 86. Half the distance to goal. First down.
And then they call Kreiner for the illegal block just to throw some salt in the wound.
Kreiner gets the penalty and the tackle on the play.
So you're Ottawa. First down at your own 8-yard line, under 4 to go, down 15 points in a stadium where Calgary has lost 4 regular season games in the last 5 years.
So you're saying there's a chance, or?
There's always a chance. Harris stands in, throws underneath. And finds Keelan LaFrance there. LaFrance stacked up quickly by Mayo and Singleton. Gain is 2 on the play. Calgary will have Winnipeg here next week. Ottawa home to Toronto. Harris stands in and throws for Williams, incomplete, and Harris got belted again by Micah Johnson, who's had himself a pretty good afternoon on this Calgary defense.
Yeah, I didn't have a chance to talk about Micah Johnson much because he's quietly done his thing in this game, but he'll get on the stat board here with another sack. Charleston Hughes said he's got to be in the discussion with Ted Laurent. Guys like that, Armando Sewell in Edmonton, for the best interior defensive lineman in the game.
A thankless job.
Taking the double teams, pounding all the time, but
Ottawa is challenging that there was roughing the passer on the previous play. We'll review the play.
Micah Johnson doesn't have the stats that Sewell or Ted Laurent have as far as sacks and things like that, but boy, does he have the respect of his teammates. Let's see if it was a hit or if this is a case where Rick Campbell is just desperately trying to find something to keep possession of the football here in this challenge. Arm up high.
Yeah. first challenge of the game.
Hey, Jay, anytime just like that.
Didn't look like he got his head involved at all.
After review, we have roughing the passer, Calgary, number 93. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So the drive is extended. The Calgary defense comes back on the field, and there's still a chance.
Yeah, you know, I think for Jaguar Davis, that was, you saw his facial expression coming out. That was one of those plays where, by the rule and by the interpretation of the rule, the arm was high and got around the neck of Trevor Harris, which is why it was a penalty. But it wasn't enough that I think a lot of football people would like to see that not called. Let's put it that way.
Harris steps it off, but the pass is incomplete. Brings up second down, 3:05 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Sometimes it's just a guy that's 6'1" tackling, you know, a guy that's 6'3", and it just happened to be around the neck, but marginal.
Second down. Harris has the ball knocked out. Scooped up by the Stampeders. It's Davis. Touchdown, Jaguar Davis. And Calgary has its second defensive touchdown of the football game. Just for emphasis.
Game, set, match, and I don't think the arm was going forward with Trevor Harris on the throw, or the attempted throw.
All turnovers are automatically reviewed, so the command center will look at this. So Davis has his first Canadian Football League touchdown.
Made sure, too, didn't just go across the goal line, went right to the back of the end zone. I'm not sure how this works, but I'm going to just make sure you know I'm in the end zone.
It's been a tough place for Ottawa football teams of any incarnation over the years. 2-16 in the last 18 minutes coming in. A great effort here in the second half, but Harris has it knocked free. And Jaguar Davis has another Calgary defensive touchdown.
My mom, today on birthday. Brother. I love you, baby. Happy birthday. I wish I could be there for you. My family back home. I love you. Make plays, baby. I know I'm trying to turn up on the team, baby. Let's go. All you do is make plays. Remember that. Gotcha.
Calgary looking to run its unbeaten streak to 11 consecutive games since that season opening loss to the BC Lions. Paredes now with the kickoff to Chris Williams. And Trayvon Van. So Van, watch that go over his head through the end zone. 2:46 to go in the fourth quarter.
Those tough on the field deserve a truck that's tough on the road. The 2016 GMC Sierra.
So Ottawa came in a point ahead of Hamilton this week for top spot in the East Division. Hamilton with the win last night against Montreal, vaults over Ottawa. Now we got Danny O'Brien, the quarterback for Ottawa. He's attempted one pass so far this year.
Not the number 2 quarterback, but it's not a 1-2 for Ottawa. It's sort of a 1 and 1A.
Henry Burris. Now O'Brien has his hand bumped. Sinopoli makes the catch. He gets thrown down for a loss by Singleton. Loss is 5 on the play.
Alex Singleton. Wow. 8 tackles in the first half. There's another tackle in the second half. It's been a little quieter second half, but he's still around the football. There's a candidate for player of the game. We're taking nominees. We're going to give you some nominees. Alex Singleton's one.
We're going to vote?
You can vote on it.
Oh, nice. O'Brien fires, and that pass incomplete for Williams. Chris Williams torched Calgary in the first meeting. 10 catches, 130 yards, 3 touchdowns, but he's been held in check largely here this afternoon. Williams 1 catch for 4 yards so far this afternoon.
Had him deep a couple of times and missed him.
So Castillo back on to punt. Taken by Finch at his 45-yard line. And Finch with some room to run. Street arms the kicker. Gets brought down by LaFrance. Castillo got a face full of mitt there as Finch rumbled up the field on the return.
This is just fun. This is just good football. Just watch a great athlete make some moves, fight through some tackles or attempted tackles.
And he gave Castillo the Heisman right here.
Get out of my way.
And Mitchell remains in at quarterback. The only player to throw a pass for Calgary this year will remain in the game. And the carry now to Finch. Gets a gain of 4.
It's like maybe Gasson injured there. I wanted to go back, and one of my other nominees for player of the game here this afternoon, DeVaris Daniels.
Yeah.
4 catches. Let's just show you one more time. One of the nicest catches you'll see this year in the Canadian Football League for a touchdown. Wow. Nominee.
Clock running at 1:45 to go in the 4th quarter. Back to Finch. And this time Pruno drives him back.
Do you have any nominees?
Marquay McDaniel.
Okay.
He's big in the first half.
Dave Moyer, what does Marquay McDaniel have in stats?
You've nominated Singleton already?
5 for 102 and a touchdown for Marquay.
I would nominate Micah Johnson.
Micah Johnson quietly in the middle.
I like those off, sort of off the radar picks.
Okay.
You know me, I'm a contrarian.
I don't know what that means.
Bo Levi Mitchell's had a pretty good afternoon too.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you're starting to talk about all those different players and weapons, you're thinking the quarterback is where it starts.
This was an 8-point game with 6 to go in the 4th quarter. And a drive put together by Calgary. Defensive points, and now it's a 48-23 lead. Here is the Nissan Titan player of the game. Brought to you by the Nissan Titan, official vehicle of the CFL.
Yeah, the van overruled all of us.
The guys in the van.
The guys in the van overruled it all and said, we're going to go with the quarterback. Another 300-yard passing game for Bo Levi Mitchell. His 10th in the 2016 season. Really needed that drive to put it away, and nice accurate throw outside for Daniels, who made the unbelievable catch.
Well, the Calgary Stampeders just roll along. This model franchise is the model of consistency. There is John Huffnagel, the former head coach, still the president, GM of the Stampeders, talking to Dave Dickinson. So Calgary run its unbeaten streak to 11 consecutive games. The longest streak, all 12, back in 1948 when that Calgary team went to Toronto, rode a horse through the Royal York, and won the Grey Cup.
Where it all began.
Yeah. Normie Kwong, the late Norm Kwong, was a member of that team. On the day the Calgary Stampeders honored John Cornish. Are good teams consistent because they're good, or are they good because they're consistent? That's the question. Is there continuity in Calgary because they're good, or are they good because there's continuity? Tough one, man. There's a lot of talent in this team, and a lot of young talent. Their quarterback is only 26.
Well, and I look at a guy like DeVaris Daniels, who was playing for the injured Joe West and Greg Wilson.
Right.
Greg Wilson was the backup to Joe West, and Greg Wilson had a big game. Then you move up, and he gets hurt, and they find a guy like Daniels, and you're Wow. Well, you know, 3 games and 2 of them over 100 yards, and they just kind of plug them in.
And their first-round pick and middle linebacker is starting in his first CFL season halfway through.
And playing huge in the middle.
Danny O'Brien, Minneapolis native. Range at a quarterback on first down, gets away, throws, and that's caught by Patrick Lavoie. And the fullback rumbles for a first down up to the 35-yard line. Lavoie with his 7th catch of the year. Former Montreal Alouette.
Another tackle for Alex Singleton.
Now there's, you know, tackles can be misleading. If you're making tackles after 20-yard gains, that's not the same. But this guy shuts a lot of. You know, tackles can be misleading. If you're making tackles after 20-yard gains, that's not the same. But this guy shuts a lot of plays down.
Well, you know, you go back and watch this, you'll see 49 at the ball on almost every play. Again, it was only the deep balls where the ball was thrown 60 yards. But it starts there.
Yeah, and he's never satisfied. Dave Dickinson telling us this week, he is never satisfied. He doesn't want to be good. He wants to be the best.
Yeah, brother.
Well, it's the best record for any quarterback after 46 games. Bo Levi Mitchell will win his 38th.
It's on pace for just shy of 6,000 yards passing. The franchise record held by Doug Flutie is just over 6,000. And the Calgary Stampeders are now 34-4 in their last 38 at home. They're unbeaten in 11. And they are now 10-1-1 on the year. Ottawa falls to 5-5-1 and has now lost 5 of its last 7 games. But Calgary faces a tough challenge from Ottawa, wins it to 48-23 on another banner afternoon for Bo Levi Mitchell and the Stampeders. Next up for Calgary, home to Winnipeg next Saturday. Ottawa will be home to Toronto tomorrow. It's Saskatchewan against Edmonton on the CFL and TSN. For Glenn Suter, Jermaine Frank, that's all of us at TSN.